get a good color so it doesn't look weird on the screen, you know.
Speaking of looking weird on screen, we're live, everybody. Welcome back to the Cap Cave. So glad you could join us for another Night Owls live stream. Joined as always by my good buddy AJ. AJ, how you doing, sir?
Hey, doing good. What's up, people?
Good to see you. Excellent. As well as my good buddy, Mr. Dan Denny.
Good evening,
Dan,
everyone.
Hello. Oh, and he not to be defeated.
There
The one, the only Mr. Dude's Nerdery.
He's standing
Effect
strong.
system be damned. He did it! He did it, everybody!
Mother stinker, dude. Four
Well
and a half
done.
hours, and I'm like 90% done.
Wow.
Let's get right into the first segment. How about let's tell me something good, dude. How's that effects system looking?
We're getting there, man. You know, I think it's one of those things when you're on camera, there's extra stress to like do, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're being observed, there's always extra stress and you're trying to figure out how to do it. So I think like I'm not kidding. I shut it off. I just screamed F-bomb several times straight. And then I did yoga for like 10 minutes and then I came back and I had to jerry rig it, but this is kind of where I'm at. It's got the laptop, keep everything from sailing. So we got one of the things I figured out is there's not enough spaces to go 3 rows. There's certain pieces missing. So I'm trying to get everything to fit. So I got like 2 rows. It goes up 3 rows, but then this one goes up to a second. So you have a little shelf here. And then now I just have to tighten it up in the back. And then instead of trying to do those corner pieces, I just put, what I realize is that they have a couple pieces that are like a side piece like that, where it doesn't have the large gap, where it's flush, but it's all the same piece. And then it kind of screws up like you can't make it contiguous because you see right here, it kind of screws up the pattern. So I just did that in the upper corner. And then now I just have to tighten it. And so it was like one of those things is like, once I figured it out, I got it, but it's very hard. Like the directions are not clear, but we got there. So I don't know what you guys think, but I think it looks pretty cool. So we got 1, 2, 3 levels. You got a little walkout level here. And then on the bottom, you have black tiles, clear tiles kind of alternating. And I might be able to make it like a full third, but then I'm missing like a couple pieces to build the wall. So that's where I think I'll probably just keep it like that.
So this is connected with the first set you had, right?
Yeah. So I had one set and then I just opened up a second one because I wanted to make it wider, deeper, and then taller.
Right.
And so, yeah, so that's where we're at, man. That was quite a challenge. I'm literally exhausted right now after this.
So what's the overall height of that? Because that thing is huge.
So each level is for like a 6-inch figure.
Oh yeah.
So 24 inches.
Provides the dude survives. Yes, indeed. Welcome, Dave. Good to see you, buddy.
I like the little shelf.
Yeah, I thought, cool, man.
So we got there in the end. It was challenging, but we got there in the end. And then I got quite a bit of open space. And then I thought like, ooh, I could maybe put a little shelf there, but then I'd have to disassemble a whole bunch of it. So we're not going to do that. We're gonna let it be. But yeah, man, we got to a nice end result finally. That was quite a challenge, though. Quite a challenge.
Wow. Yeah, I've built dioramas that have taken me less than 6 hours.
Yeah, 4.5 hours to do that. Now, part of it was just it's some trial and error, and then I really got stuck for a good 30 minutes on the corner pieces until I realized like just skip the corner piece, and then it has like little wedge pieces I can put on there and just to tighten it up. So I didn't, you'd like to do it that way because I think it looks better, but in the end, it's a good end result, I think.
Yeah, it looks good.
It's way better than that the ubiquitous one that I got. I literally.
That's a good word. Is that the word of the day?
It is the ever present. Yeah. The only thing I put together was what I did for the video review I did on YouTube. I pretty much trashed. I didn't trash it, but I boxed it back. I literally boxed it back up with the intention to sell it. It's been sitting in the box ever since. I'll probably never put that thing together. Once you put it to a design, you cannot adjust it.
Oh, dude, this you have to, like, I have all these little pegs broken off, and you have to get the hair dryer and really warm it up. And because when I bought this, it seemed like it was modular. Like I could put it together, and then if I want to change it like Legos, you should be able to. But it took over 30 minutes just to disassemble it. You know, taking a hair dryer piece by piece, loosening it up and doing it. So it's like,
wow,
yeah, it's a nice set, but it's too rigid. Like the plastic is too rigid. And then the way they do the end pieces, it makes it hard to keep a contiguous design like I have it. So, you know, like it's nice, but there's some downsides to it. And, you know, I don't know that I would buy it again. I definitely wouldn't buy it again. But, you know, now that I have it built like this, it looks pretty good. And, you know, I can have some fun with it. Quite the challenge for the afternoon, though.
Were any of you guys, maybe Josh or Dude, collecting in the early 2000s?
Yeah, early 2000s. Not really. Like, no, not really at that point.
The first,
I mean, like a little bit here and there, Legends, but not
first Funkos.
Right.
Yeah, a little bit.
So there used to be a diorama company back then called Ultarama. You guys ever remember that or ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
And they were like, well, if you bought one set, they were half moon shaped platforms with pillars that connected each platform level. And they came with different backdrops you could put behind there. Space ones, you know, or interiors, outdoor looking. For the time, they looked really good.
Interesting.
But they were neat because that you could put them back to back and have full circles also. If you wanted to put them on like a Lazy Susan, you could spin it that way, you know. But they were great because they fit on shelves. They were like maybe 12 inches deep and 18 inches wide, roughly. And they came with different foot pegs that you could put all over the place and then have your figure standing up then, you know.
Well, what was it called again?
Nice.
Ultarama.
Ultarama? I mean, I was collecting back then, but God, I think that's when I started making my.
They were pretty cool.
I'll say hi to Kat. Thanks for stopping by.
Oh, hey, Kat. Yeah,
up, Kat?
I'm out of business, so.
So, guys, we had homework this week.
The other thing that's weird too is like, so you have these like buttress supports, but they're like taller than like the width from here to here. So then it pops the thing up on the side. It's kind of like they got a great idea and then they executed it at like a C-.
Huh.
Yeah, because see how that pops that up if I use that support. Kind of weird.
So will you write a review for Effect Systems and, you know, recommend to buy, or?
I would not recommend to buy, no. I mean, I don't know what else is out there, but it's here's what I'd say. If you just want to get it and get one set, I bought two. If you want to get it and get one set and build either a rectangle, like a tall rectangle, a wide rectangle, or like a square, and you know ahead of time that like you're going to have misaligned pieces in the corners, because all the corners, it comes with a couple corners and they're all like this. And this isn't this is one. So they're all like this, and the slim side is here on this side. So always this has to be corner, 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 right? Like this. So it always has to be aligned where the grate is into the corner. So here or here like that. And so it just gooches up. If you want to have a pattern, it totally gooches the pattern once you get to the corner. So, you know, it's not super expensive, but for how expensive it is, like I said, it's a great idea, but I'd give it a C on the execution, and I'd probably get something else.
Okay.
Wow.
But I have
Well,
it. I mean, I've been sitting on this for 7 months, so there you go. No, again, now that I have it and it's built, like I'm gonna have fun making videos and taking pictures with it, and it'll be cool. So we'll have a good time with it for those reasons. But yeah, it's again disappointing on the execution for sure. Because the other thing is, it doesn't. In order to like scale up, you have to have this cross piece here. So each level, the cross piece goes here. Well, they don't include enough cross pieces for it to go all the way around like to here.
Oh,
So that's why I have to have like a cutoff level right there. Otherwise, I'd have it 3 stories.
I thought maybe you just had the cutoff there for the projector.
Yeah, right. Really.
Yes, that projector is it's probably 12 years old, but still works all right.
Sweet.
Not too shabby. So yeah, I mean, I kind of would have liked it to go around further. And I might be able to, like, I could probably bring this out to here and put some cross pieces. Like, there's different pieces I can put here. So I might do that and have this come here, but then I won't have, well, maybe I have enough cross. Maybe I'll just do that and I'll have the 2 levels and I don't have to worry about the buttresses. But then the challenge is, I got 1 corner piece. I do have two corner pieces left, but then again, like when you use the corners, it screws up the pattern you have. Like they should have had, because you have this piece where you have this piece has the cabling exposed and this piece doesn't, but all the corner pieces are here with the cabling exposed, and then the corner side is always on this side on the grate. So that's really hard to do, to have that be like this on each side of it. It's hard to make a pattern then. So like I said, it's a good idea, but I'd give it a C on the execution.
Well, that sucks, man. I know you were really excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was excited to do a live stream and build it with friends, like, because it started off fun where we're like, well, move the pattern this way, and do we do that? Yeah. And then once we got to the corner piece, it just turned into like everyone laughing at me while I'm like MFing it, like like trying not to turn into a rage monster. But we got there in the end, and you know, the nice thing is now because then I started thinking like, oh my God, now I can't do any video. Now I got nothing to do. Like if I want to do a review or something, now I'm totally screwed. But at least, yeah.
What did you use before this?
It was
What
just
was your
this,
background?
but
Just the table.
It was just this. Oh, you mean before I got this?
Yeah.
The old Epcot.
Well, it morphed. Like it started off in the desk in my office, just on the desk. And then, like everybody does, like Sean Solo's first review was him sitting on a bed. Like with his toys. Like, go look at it. We laugh about it all the time. It's just him on a bed playing with his toys. That. Yeah, it cracks up. Mine was just on my desk playing with my toys. And then I went and I got like a trifold at Office Depot. And it was just a blue trifold with my desk. And then I got like a white sheet of paper that I put underneath it because I thought that looked better than my desk for whatever reason. And then I went and I got like audio foam that you would put like if in like a recording studio that's got like the indents. Mm-hmm. So then I glued the indents to the trifold board, and that actually looked cool. But the problem was then I had the desk floor, and I was trying. Yeah. So and then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to buy this. And then I did this. And again, this is nice, and I'm glad to have it. You just have to know there's some limitations. And I'm OCD with like patterns. And so it kind of drives me nuts, like up in the corner, that it's mismatched from the pattern I designed everywhere else. And if I didn't just like, there's a gap here now because I didn't use the tightening pieces here that are the corner pieces, because you can't fit them in and it would be more or less misaligned. So again, like I'm glad to have it, and I'll have fun doing reviews with it, but it just comes with some drawbacks. So, but I think if you get it and you just get one set and you were just to do like a nice square or rectangle, you like how to get around the corners, it's a good set to have because it's like $70 for it. So I wouldn't say don't get it, but there's probably other options that maybe might accomplish this, but aren't as frustrating to build. Because to me, I thought this was Legos. You could pull it apart, and it's so rigid. The plastic is stiff. Once it's in there, you really need the hairdryer to move stuff around.
Right.
See, you want some of that nice stuff like that Dan is making, magnets and breaking down walls and things like that, making it super modular.
Yeah, I need
super easy, but you don't want to put in the work yourself to do it.
Yeah, well, dude, I work so much. Like, I like to tinker, and I like the creative
I wasn't saying
thing,
that like as a knock.
But
yeah,
Josh, I don't want to solder anything. Okay.
You don't have to.
I don't want to solder.
I'm
going to try.
How do you feel about an electric knife, like a heat knife?
Vern was like, hey, why don't you get a hot laser plasma knife? Like, no,
slice right through that plastic.
Vern will have you signed up for a 3D printed laser cutter adapter and everything else.
Dude, have you seen the FX Lego size systems? Have you looked at those?
No, what are those?
Well, like the one I'm looking at, it's like 4 levels, and they're it's like the balcony for an apartment building, and on the other side, it looks like crappy apartments.
No, I haven't seen that.
$22.
$22.
Had a fabulous disaster. Thanks for stopping by, sir.
Looks like you could fit.
Does not have the corner pieces, right?
Man, you could probably fit like 20 Lego dudes on each balcony.
See, and then sometimes I think like I might want a more of a. Sometimes I think I might want more of like, because this is translucent and it is very Star Wars-ish. So sometimes I think I might want something that's more like a Legends style too. You know what I mean? To do, maybe I got one for Legends and then this is Black Series. Although, the Legends are fun to do on this too.
The lighting on that one that you got is definitely beneficial because it even mentions in the description there that it diffuses the light.
It does. I think it does a great. I mean, because you can come from the top.
Like I said, there's other sets out there.
And then from behind too.
Yeah, and there's other sets out there that you can't do that with. It won't give that effect. It's actually that right there is a benefit to some of the other dioramas. Like you think of like the diorama prints or the extreme sets.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that stuff. You can't get that cool lighting, and that's totally worth it.
Well, it's like anything, right? There's just trade-offs. So here's what I'm doing now. I'm going to try to build this wall behind it. And
if you wanted to change up the look of it, you could probably just cut yourself out like some card stock or something else, and just tap it up there with like some museum putty or something, just a temporary hold for it. And it would probably change up the look just enough, make it look like a danger room or something.
Mm-hmm.
So and again, here's just the part that I really don't like is when you get to the corner, it's it really is a tight fit in this corner. And then it's a challenge to put these walls on once you get into the corner. Let me see if I can get this one. They just don't. Okay, so I got the one, and then I got to find another corner wall. Yeah. So again, if you have a pattern, you can't keep the pattern because the corner piece has to be this way. Like that's like that. So I've lost my pattern, but it's a trade-off, right? And then I can put this
Rick,
here and then have a wall behind it. That's not bad, actually, doing it like that.
Oh, it's good.
But then the problem is I've run out. They don't have enough because I use some of the clear pieces on the bottom. I use these clear pieces on the bottom because we kind of like the way that diffuse the light. Bring some light through on the bottom too. So I ran out of clear ones for on top, but I'll find a. We'll tinker and see how it looks. Maybe if I do
Left coast. What's up, man?
do this here. All right, let me get that other wall piece in then.
Do that.
Yeah, so you see, once you're on the top, I lose the pattern, which I don't like. But
You bouncing?
Who? Dan?
Dan?
Am I?
Are you?
Was I?
you're bouncing already?
What? No, am I? Am I cutting out?
No. I thought you were getting ready to say you were going to bounce out of here.
No. I'm good for a solid hour, I think, at least. So
All right.
my standard hour.
My standard hour.
Well, let's. We had homework that we expected Dan to come
did.
to,
We did.
having been prepared. So let's get into some Boba Fett talk, or Book of Mando, as it were.
Season 3.
Mando season 2.5. What have you guys been thinking about it?
I like this episode.
Yeah.
You know, the music was strong. Like they hit a lot of different cues. You know, Yoda's theme, Grogu's theme, Luke's theme from the Mandalorian finale was there. Mando's music, of course. You know, maybe even a little Force theme. You know, going through there. Yeah, I mean, he nailed it. You know, the score on this episode.
Yeah.
That was a good catch. I didn't even pay attention to the music.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, I would have thought, you know, you would have had it pumping through your Dolby system, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, especially the second time I watched it, I had it up really loud, you know, and I really caught like the music, and I was, you know, because at first it was kind of more just visual, you know.
Oh,
Second time
yeah.
I heard a lot of it, and I was like, dude, that's cool, and it just gave that much more emotion to the
Well,
scene.
I think the show's done a really good job at like subtly giving hints to what's coming with music or who's in the scene. The music is very much tied into the storytelling, which I've really enjoyed.
Yeah, I thought Luke looked good.
Yeah,
Whoever did the, you know, deep fake, whatever you call it, I think they did a really good job. And you know, it always looks funny, the mouth, you know, that's where you really see it, I think, you know. But I noticed he didn't say anything too crazy, so that his mouth didn't have to get too expressive, you know. I think that was probably a smart idea.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
It's one of those things for me where
use the hair dryer.
he looks a little younger than what I remember in Return of the Jedi. Like if I watch Return of the Jedi next to this, he looks a little bit like younger, like smoother skin. Like he doesn't have like the scars that I remember him having, you know, that kind of takes me out of it a little bit. It doesn't take me out of it enough to where I can't enjoy it by any means, but it's one of those things where it's like, I've seen some people say that just go ahead and recast the character. I don't know if I disagree with it. I'd have to see who they chose to, you know, step in and play the role. But
I think
I'll take all of it I
Luke
can
Skywalker. I just think we got robbed of Luke Skywalker in the sequel trilogy. Like, not even have him utter a word in the first movie, and then you have Luke as a depressed hermit. It just clearly J.J. Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy don't understand Star Wars and Luke Skywalker as a character, you know, and so to me, I'll take the little bit of Uncanny Valley because the storytelling is good. And honestly, that episode is how the sequel trilogy should have started. Seeing Luke with his Jedi Academy, right? And then if you wanted to have some stuff happens and then, you know, Luke makes some mistakes with training, you know, and that's okay. But like Luke doesn't give up, and he doesn't give up on people. You know what I mean? It's just like Luke taking out a lightsaber to kill Kylo Ren is just stupid. It's not, I mean, he wouldn't even do that to his father. Why would all of a sudden he do that to Kylo Ren? You know what I mean? It's the worst storytelling. And the fact that he goes and he hides as a hermit, like, are you kidding? Like, just, it should have started out here. And then if you wanted to have one of his students turn to the dark side, I think that would have been interesting. Right. And then the story is about maybe the other Padawans he trained, trying to save him, and Luke trying to save, you know what I mean? And that, and then again, just not having Leia in a mechanic suit, Mary Poppins not as a Jedi. I just, we're fine. To me, I'll take the uncanny valley to see the real Luke Skywalker in Star Wars.
Cat Luke looked even better than in Mando. I would agree with that. I did think
totally
did. This version looked,
especially that
like
they had him
they
in
took
sunlight.
the cues and got it right.
You can't hide shit when you're outside like that. You know what I mean? And I mean, they did a good job.
The full interactive scene.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Lefko saying it actually did have the scars and moles. I didn't see them, but again, it might have been one of those things where maybe just subliminally I didn't want to stare at it too long because I didn't want to have it I didn't want to find the holes in it. I just wanted to enjoy it, I think.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Well, everything in life has compromises. So to me, if the story is good, which it was, and I mean, just seeing the like he was teaching Grogu what Yoda taught him. And that's what you do. You pass down what you've learned, right? And so, like, I was like choked up watching it. I loved it, and so it's just a trade-off, right? I'll take that trade-off all day. Now, if they really want to do like a Luke Skywalker centric show, you might have to consider that, right? Versus like him coming in a scene. Like, I totally understand that long term. And like Sebastian Stan, Bucky has been thrown out, like showing like they look so similar. It's eerie, and I think he's a great actor, and I think he could pull it off. But I'll take more of the original Luke Skywalker as long as we can get it and it works.
Right. I think, like you said, doing like cameos and little 6 minutes or whatever it was that he was actually in this last chapter. It's fine to do the deep fake, but if you were to have like a Luke Skywalker show, I don't think that would work for a show, and Sebastian Stan, like everybody says, if you like put the setting, 10 years into his Jedi Academy, the age would probably work right then with Sebastian Stan, you know what I mean? You can even have him growing a beard already by then,
But the thing is it's what I don't care about is any tying into the sequel trilogy. Like, stay in this era for as long as you can. Like, stay in this era for like 10 years. Like, don't try to justify the sequel trilogy. I would love it if they just stayed in this era, and then in 10 years they were like, yeah, the sequel trilogy is a what if, and then because what sucks is seeing him build the Jedi Temple knowing it's going to get destroyed.
Well, yeah, in 30 years, roughly.
Wait,
25 years.
Destroy it?
What happened?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to.
Man.
Oh.
But I mean, for me, it is a little bit of a bummer knowing that, right? And knowing that it's not for any good or interesting reason other than the people who are doing Star Wars didn't understand Star Wars.
So let me ask you guys this then, and yeah, Dave brought up Sebastian Stan as well. I don't necessarily have a problem with him, but if we're going to tell Luke Skywalker stories and we want to see him doing all the Luke Skywalker things we wanted to see, does anybody have a problem with us getting that, like in the Rebels style, the Clone Wars style animation series? They've done
not at all.
Like, everything's
and then Mark Hamill can voice act.
Exactly.
Just give me all that. I'm totally fine with that.
Why don't they just have like a Jedi Academy cartoon? Starts off right now,
Exactly.
But guys, ultimately, to me, I've waited. I mean, think about it. In 1983, I was 6. I've waited all this time to see what we just saw: Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master, training someone, right? Building the Jedi. Yeah. Like, literally, I've been waiting for that. I'm 44. I've been waiting for that since I was 6 years old, and to finally see it, like it was awesome, man. It was just so cool to see him teaching a young Jedi and passing on what he learned from Yoda. And I'd love to see him teaching what he learned from Obi-Wan too. Like that That would just be incredible. And dude, the most touching part in that movie when Ahsoka was like, I'm a friend of the family. You know, and you see her with R2, and then you see her talk. You see Ahsoka talking to Luke, man, and you realize that Luke's dad trained Ahsoka, and their relationship, and she knew Luke's mom, and now she's seeing Anakin's son.
I'm an old friend of the family.
Like, dude,
Right.
that was awesome. Seeing that, awesome.
Seeing Ahsoka with R2 again
Was just so cool.
Just give me all that stuff.
Just
Yes.
in live action to see it, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, it's just nice they did something that brought joy. You know what I mean? Instead of rehashing and retelling something we've already seen.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not really a complaint, the last 2 episodes, but this is the book of Boba Fett. Like, he got a cameo in his own show and didn't even say anything.
He
You know,
nodded.
he kind of just like threw like a glance.
Right, but
like,
remember
I
all the
think-
people that were complaining that he was talking too much.
Yeah. It's like,
True.
but here's why. And do you guys remember? And I went back and I looked to verify that I was remembering it correctly. So Mando season 3 was supposed to come out in December of this year, and then Pedro had it was because he's filming another movie, like the Last of Us movie, and then there was something with his contract. So it totally delayed the shooting of it. But I think Boba was supposed to come out when it did, and that it gooched up like the way that they were going to tell the story, so that they integrated the 2 episodes from Mando into Boba Fett, because Boba would have only been like 5 episodes. 5-6 episodes. So I think the way they did it is just because it got gooched with the timing. But if the story's good and it takes us out and then it ties back in to the ending, like I got to see Luke Skywalker train somebody. I'm like, I don't care what it is, man. It just made me so happy.
Totally.
Rick is trolling in chat, trying to infer that Ahsoka's going to get killed. Rick, go to hell.
Rick, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth, Rick. How dare you?
Is that where he's
Oh,
going with it?
hilarious.
How dare you, sir?
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
I think a lot of the
I was,
criticism for it being like the Book of Mando for the last 2 episodes, I definitely think it's warranted. But that being said,
Yeah.
like, I have zero problem with anything they've given me. Like, I'm happy
Right.
with it. I feel bad that Boba Fett kind of gets shortchanged 2 episodes.
Right.
Yep, that's totally fair.
You know, I was reading on, I don't know, somewhere online, it was saying that Grogu's choice is super important, you know, for the show, but also for Star Wars itself. Like, if he takes the mithril shirt, you know, he goes off with Mando. But if he takes the lightsaber, and Ahsoka already did this, she kind of broke canon, I think, when she said that Grogu is the first student of the Academy. So I thought it was already established in the new canon that Ben Solo was
Maybe
his
they're
first.
erasing it. Maybe my dreams will come true and they're gonna retcon it.
Don't get dude excited.
So if he takes
But-
the
but-
lightsaber, that really says that Grogu is the first student, and
But maybe
What does
Leia
that
technically
do?
wasn't a student because Leia had a dream her son was gonna die, and then her son died anyways. So maybe Leia had that dream and she's already dropped out.
oh no, I'm saying Ben is his first student.
No,
Like that's written
No.
somewhere in canon.
there's no way. Because there's other, if you read the comics, there's other students with Ben.
That are
Yeah,
already
because
there.
I thought
Right.
Yeah,
wasn't
because he tried training Leia.
Leia was training before she had been.
Yes, and then she had a vision that her son would die, so she stopped. And then her son died anyways, so that worked out real well for her. It's
I want
really
to say
good.
hi to
Really
Vern
good
for
storytelling.
stopping by. Vern, it did not take a hammer to get the FEX system together. It just took a clear mind.
Well, it's still not together. We're still working on it. We're getting there.
And a lot of duct tape. Duct tape is as well.
Should be. So anyone?
So
wanna
here's what I want to
speculate?
know. So go ahead, Dan.
No, guy. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, please.
I was just gonna ask if anyone wanted to speculate who was left from the bar, because that's the one thing that's been driving me nuts, actually.
No, they're all
Well, they
dead.
better not kill Jennifer Beals.
Well, that's
all
what
I
I'm
gotta say.
saying, because I mean, the angle of the shot that they had, just no way. I mean, with the explosion coming out of that bar, she was literally standing right behind the droid, right?
Yeah.
No way.
Well, they didn't show Max Rebo, so I think he's safe.
Yeah, I think he's
Big
safe.
Ring
He had the
Dan?
night off.
Big Ring Dan, all right.
Yeah. Rebo had the night off.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It looked like a pretty good explosion. I wouldn't be surprised that everybody in that joint died.
Oh man, Rick is
It all felt very end of a mafia movie or something where
Oh, for sure.
they're going to
Yeah, didn't
war
it?
and they're going to take everybody out.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Pretty
what I've
good.
been expecting to see is like, Sunday Bloody Sunday, and Fett has all the other families taken out at once. Who knows
Rick
what
saying
we'll
that
see.
Beals is dead. It's confirmed. That sucks.
Who confirmed it?
Figuring
Can't-
Dan
you
is
can't
dead.
kill-
What?
Oh yeah.
Can't kill
Rick's killing
Flashdance.
everybody.
Jeez,
Come on,
yeah,
Rick.
he is.
Yeah, they all died.
See,
Maybe
it's
a
like
droid
little
or two
stuff like
lived.
this, like this piece. It's so hard to get on. It should just
Untouchable.
snap right in place, and it will not go in.
Well,
It drives me crazy.
Rick will get another Untouchables scene with the pram just slowly going down a staircase somewhere and having a giant shootout around it. That'd be great.
I was going
Rick
to
saying
say,
that Beals confirmed it in an interview. She was done.
No. Like why? Why would they do that?
did anybody notice? Did you guys watch with closed captioning on? Did it say the name of the planet that Luke and
The one that
Grogu
Luke
were
was on?
Oh,
I don't know. Rick was saying that he watches it with subtitles on the third viewing. So maybe he
Yeah,
caught
I
it.
mean, I did too, but I don't remember seeing the name, but I was wondering about it.
I think that they did somewhere say the name. I can't remember. I saw the name somewhere. I just can't remember where.
I did
So
like
the,
it was very Japanese looking. Samurai
Yeah, with the
training
bamboo
with the
forest,
bamboo
yeah.
in the little water. Luke was running through there like a ninja, man, and he like ran up that tree and was like hanging out up there like crouching tiger, hidden dragon style.
I loved that.
I thought that was pretty cool. And I wondered, I was like, I wonder if that was an influence, that little bit, from that movie.
So Rick saying it didn't say it subtitles, but they do mention the name in it. Good. So I'm curious, like, this obviously wasn't the first time that Luke and Ahsoka have hung out, but I want to see what that conversation was like. Like, what
I
was
want to
that?
see
How did
her
that go
talking
down
to
when
him
they
about
first met?
Anakin. Because they
That's what I'm
have to talk
saying.
about Anakin and Padme. Yeah, I want to see
Yes.
that conversation.
So you think they've
Yeah.
hung out before?
I mean, I got the impression that they were friendly.
Well, there's got to be a reason why.
He said, "I'm an old
Ahsoka
friend
was
of the
there.
family."
But there has to be a reason why Ahsoka was there. Like she wasn't there randomly. So I think that's going to tie into the Ahsoka show where we find out why she was there. Because, dude, I want to see the conversation where he asks about his dad and his
She
mom.
was there because R2 doesn't have a voice modulator, and they needed somebody to provide some exposition.
No, I
Essentially.
think we're going to see why she was there in the Ahsoka show.
Did you guys watch all of Rebels?
Yes,
Absolutely.
every minute. I've seen.
So I
I've seen
didn't
the whole
finish
series
Rebels.
3 times. You
So-
didn't finish Rebels?
No, I did not like Ezra.
Oh.
In season 1,
He's-
I was like, dude, screw
He
this
comes
kid.
around
I
big
don't like
time.
this kid.
He gets
So no, I have
better.
not finished the series yet. But
But what wasn't Ahsoka annoying in the first 2 seasons of Clone Wars too? And now she's probably
for
arguably
sure.
a top.
I mean,
she's
I
a
was
top
ready to cut
10.
my throat.
But
Yeah,
I love
really.
Ahsoka now. She's one of my favorite characters in all of Star Wars, right?
She grew on me for sure.
Ezra gets better in the second 2 seasons of Rebels for sure.
And I think he's going to get even more improved when they bring him to live action and people are really going to take to him.
So, Rebels is set 5 years before A New Hope. Is that when it starts?
Yes, but then I think it
So
ties
like
right into it at the end.
Okay, so if it leads into A New Hope, the last time you see Ahsoka, is that when she fights Vader underneath that building that's like coming, that Sith building? Or do you see her after that?
No, you do see her again. I don't want to ruin it for you, but you will see her again.
So where was she during the Civil War between A New Hope and Return of the Jedi? Is that unknown?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unknown.
So if she had been part of the Rebel Alliance beforehand,
Well, no, it's not unknown because they go. Well, you got to watch. For me to answer that question, you have to watch the finale of Rebels. Otherwise, I'll ruin it for you.
okay, so during the time of the Rebel Alliance, once Luke blows up the Death Star, is it possible that Ahsoka met him between then and Return of the Jedi?
You have to watch it for me to answer it without ruining it, because
Okay.
of how it ends with her saying of what she's doing next. Now it doesn't. We don't know what she does, but she says this is there's something she does at the end of that show which could account for all that time.
Right. Okay.
Right. I don't want to spoil it for you because I think the last 2 seasons. So the last 2 episodes of season 2 are some of the best Star Wars ever in the temple there, or in the world between worlds, and then the temple, and then the final 2 episodes of Rebels just goes like this. It's fantastic.
So without spoiling anything, she goes on some type of journey. And
Yes.
what's not clear to me is when she is with Luke, whether or not that journey has been complete or if she's still on that journey.
Correct. Because that's very interesting to me, is what was the end result of that journey and where is that at now, and the other people involved in that journey, where are they? Especially one in particular.
Yeah,
I'm
Love
very
Ghost.
interested to know where that person is.
Yes.
I wonder what kind of ship Ahsoka
Well,
has.
she is too. She's already dropped his name.
You know,
I don't know. That's a good question.
because when she left, what did she go get in? And where'd she go?
That was the other thing I was trying to look to see if maybe she was force projecting herself there, but since she took the little thing from Mando, I don't think that was the case.
Right.
It's a mithril.
I don't like the whole choice that Luke gave to Grogu.
Yes, thank you.
You know,
Why?
I mean, Luke has attachments. I mean, Luke
Right,
left
but-
Dagobah to go rescue Han and Leia. You know,
But maybe Luke learned from that and is trying to, you know what I mean? Because maybe the more he's learned about his father, he's learned.
But
Yeah,
also,
I
what
kind
does
of
he
would have
know
liked to
about
see the Jedi
attachments?
Order evolve. You know what I mean?
He
And
was the
not-
most unconventionally trained Jedi
right.
that we know of. I don't remember them talking to him about attachment and telling him, you know, he couldn't have attachments. You
No,
know?
Yoda and Obi-Wan were. That's what they warned him about in
Yoda
Empire.
did,
Was
yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, was not to go.
You can't go. Your friend,
Well-
like your friends have their own destiny. You can't.
Sure,
Your
sure.
destiny is right here.
But not like I don't know. I just didn't take it. When I saw that scene, I didn't think of it that way. I was just like, Luke, what's your effing problem, bro?
It almost seemed personal, didn't it? Like
Right,
you
right.
get to choose because I'm a little jealous of this guy,
Right.
and I don't know. It's kind of how I look at it.
That's why
Well, but
I
I
want to know
think
what the
he knows the
Ahsoka
danger of
conversation
attachment.
was.
But I think he knows the danger of attachment because maybe that conversation comes from Ahsoka.
Right.
Maybe
Right,
maybe he learned
and that's
from
why I
Ahsoka.
want to know.
But I honestly
Because
think
if
they're saving
Ahsoka
that for
told
the Ahsoka
him-
show.
I don't know. If that's the case, it's still just Vader turned because of his personal attachments. Luke got warned of perhaps turning because of personal attachments.
Mhm.
Ahsoka turned on the Jedi, like turned her back on the Jedi because she was tired of all the nonsense. So why is it that she's going to sit there while he's building a new Jedi temple? Why doesn't she say, hey, listen, the Jedi was okay for certain things, but they didn't have everything right. Maybe it's not something that we need to deal in absolutes. Let this kid have his relationship. If he wants to go off with Mando, let him go off with Mando and stop by, like train him when you see him. It doesn't have to be something where he has to choose, because that's what got all of us into this problem.
But
So
I think maybe that's part of it, though, is Ahsoka not. Again, I think Ahsoka is a great Jedi. I like whether they've been not. I think Ahsoka is a great Jedi where she
with the white
is not.
lightsabers.
Yeah, and so I think maybe for her, she's telling what she's learned without telling him what to do. Because remember, she said he has to make his own choice. Because she said to Mando, it's your choice. It's his choice, right? So I think that's what she's saying is, I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm just telling you what I've learned. And my guess is that's what she did with Luke. Because I think part of her disillusionment with the Jedi Order was the rigid dogma, which she saw corrupted the Jedi Order, right? And they allowed Barriss framed her, right? And they got to bring Barriss back somehow too, I think. Like, totally have to bring her into that. Wouldn't it be cool if Barriss is the one who saved Grogu?
Dude, so I saw this Easter egg about Barriss that,
really,
the hallway scene where it's showing Order 66 happening and Grogu's like watching somehow,
Mm-hmm.
On the side of the wall, you can see like a kind of a diamond symbol with like a little feather over it. That was like Barriss.
Right, that was her
personal seal. So the Easter egg, of course, it would come from Filoni because that was the Clone Wars, his show. So maybe that where they're at in that hallway is right outside of Barriss's quarters. So possibly, she is right in there. Maybe she does come out and save Grogu.
That would be pretty cool.
I don't know. You can see it though. That it's on the wall during that scene. So it's kind of interesting. And Barriss was wild, man. That was some great fights with her.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
It definitely feels off that forcing Grogu to choose. That's just.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
Well, that comes from that's from like all the old samurai movies where they'd give the kid a sword or a ball and you have them choose. So I think that goes back to like that Star Wars tradition of those type of movies. You know what I mean?
Sure.
See, this is the thing that's so hard is when you realize you have to make a minor adjustment and then it's so rigid, you have to get the hairdryer out and undo all these pieces again. It's such a cumbersome.
Just an awkward.
All right, I'm listening to you guys. I'm going to mute so I can get the hairdryer. I'm like on a vision quest right now to finish this.
Shout out to 7 Mary 3, wherever they are tonight.
The band?
Cumbersome.
Are they still together and making music?
I don't know, man. Hopefully. Good on.
7 Mary 3, huh?
It's cumbersome.
Did you guys pick anything up this week?
I saw them in concert once. At oh man, I don't know if it was Lollapalooza or it was like a festival like that, like 15 bands playing. And they were there.
Man.
Hey, they rocked out. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they're decent.
I got one to show. That's not anything new, but you ready? So everybody's seen Race Dance, and you've seen the glow in the dark versions that came out.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know if this is gonna work out like I hope. I didn't ever get a chance to test it, but
wow, what's on your shirt?
I don't think there's anything on my shirt yet.
No.
This isn't gonna work out. Can you see that he's kind of glow? Yeah, there we go.
Yes. Yeah.
See, he's glowing.
Yeah.
So I got a clearance ray, and I basically just put some hot glue on him, and then I painted it with some black light paint. Because I want those, I want the glow in the dark versions, but I'm not going to buy them. So made my own.
Nice.
Like it.
Nice. That's a pretty neat idea.
Yeah, it was nothing. I mean, it's like a $1.97 paint, and then I've already got the hot glue. I've got plenty of that. So
Sweet.
Looks good, man.
oh, thanks.
What about you, AJ? Did you pick anything up this week?
No.
No?
Man, it's dead as all get out around here.
It's bad, isn't it?
It's got to be bad
It's
if you didn't
really
find
bad,
anything,
dude.
man.
Did you guys see
Eternals figures at Target? Because I went to Target on Tuesday on the way to my sales meeting. So my daughter and I practiced driving today, and we stopped at Target. And I went, and the Eternals are like almost 4 or 5 deep, and it's 4 rows of them. And they didn't even move since I got there. And we went into the Star Wars aisle, and there was the Bo-Katan that was still there from Monday, and then a couple Landos. And then we went to GameStop, and GameStop just had like some of that garbage Apocalypse Wave that I didn't like. And then they had like the Rocket Trooper, which doesn't have a rocket with it. And then they had the Wookiee from the game. I forget his name. And then, and then they had another trooper that's a game. So I already had the 2 troopers, and then I'm not interested in that Wookiee, but like that's all they had. I don't understand. But then I see all my other friends are like 8 figures deep right now with all these new waves, and I haven't even seen one yet.
Right. Yeah. Yak Face posted today, somebody in Nebraska found the next wave of Black Series with Omega, Echo.
What?
Come on. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, and Ahsoka from The Mandalorian.
Ahsoka and Echo, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
They
Somebody
haven't
found
even
them at
announced
Target.
those yet.
Yeah, you can't even pre-order them things. But yeah, somebody found them at Target
Ridiculous.
in Nebraska.
I just think there's so much crap with that. Like so you remember, like, I don't know if they've always done this with toys, but they used to get the movies and the CDs, and they'd have release dates, right? They'd have street dates.
Sure.
And they were there for months. I mean, months. A lot of times before, because I used to work at the mall, and so I would go in and I'd chit chat with the guys from Suncoast and FYE, because I'd always have my pre-orders and everything. And I go, we got them in the back. We just can't sell them to you, because I don't know what law changed or what business practice changed, but they used to have that crap locked down. I mean, they would not, if somebody sold something before a street date, you'd never see that employee again. But now it's just like, whatever.
Dude, you know what we used to do? Like, you can't do it for like Xbox games and PlayStation games, because as soon as you go online with that, it sends a signal somewhere,
Right.
It gets
Yeah.
flagged. But movies at Toys R Us, if a new movie, The Matrix, when it came out on DVD or whatever, everybody wanted it, but it was street dated,
Mm-hmm.
So we would let employees, like if it came out on Tuesday, like Friday, give me the exact, amount in cash, and I'd write them a little receipt for it and put that in the safe, and I'd let them take the DVD home,
That was cool of you.
Yeah.
Highly illegal, but it was cool of you.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what trouble do you get in for breaking street dates on that stuff, but
Well, and now
Wasn't it always like
and what's
$100,000 pirating
Yeah, it
law or
could be.
Oh my
something like
gosh.
that?
But the other
Could
thing
be.
that's crazy is then you hear of people going into places and they have something on the shelf and they've already put it out, and then you know of 12 other people that already have this figure, and then they're like, oh, we can't sell this to you.
right.
I mean,
Well, we don't know how they got that. They
No,
could have
that burns
stolen
me
it.
up big time.
Yeah.
Why is it on the peg then? Because the box, the street data stuff always says it on the box,
Yeah.
and then the employees should know if they work that department, hey, this stuff's street dated, it can't go out, Yeah, no, we never put out figures early. I remember at Toys R Us, especially you didn't put out Star Wars stuff or any of that stuff early, man, because that was trouble.
Yeah. Something changed.
I've had it where at Target, I've tried to get something and they gave me the street date issue, and I won't say I pitched a fit, but like I was like, look, you guys are the ones that put it out. It's not my fault. You know,
Right, exactly.
if the least you could do is hold it for me and let me come in on the street date and pick it up, and they were kind enough
Right.
to do that for me. So,
Well, that's
but I'm
fair.
sure that
You know what? That's not
Yeah.
bad.
yeah, that was totally fair, and I wasn't an asshole about it or anything like that. But I was just like, you know, you guys made the mistake. Now, just let me get what I want to buy now on the day that it comes out. I'll be happy
Yeah.
to do that. And they were cool
Right.
with it.
Yeah,
so.
that's reasonable.
You got a guaranteed sale. Don't blow it.
Exactly. Left Coast saying confirmed it is Barris Offie's symbol highlighted on the wall on both sides. They're meant to see it. She saved Grogu.
Good call, AJ.
That would be really interesting if she did.
Because she was in prison at that point.
So she framed Ahsoka, if I remember correctly. They were friends, but
Yes.
she framed Ahsoka. And Ahsoka
Correct.
took the fall, and that's what led to Ahsoka not being in favor with the Jedi and being disillusioned.
Yep.
So
That-
if
and
she
then
saved Grogu, is she trying to make good, or is she like
Well,
who,
I think
who was
Barris
she
saw
working
the
for?
hypocrisy of the Jedi. So, like, I don't necessarily think Barris was bad. I think Barris saw the hypocrisy, and it twisted her, right? And then she did something terrible by framing Ahsoka, but Ahsoka became totally disillusioned with the Jedi Order, which further disillusioned Anakin, right? So it was
Okay,
a whole
so-
ripple effect.
You're
So
gonna
then
lose
Barris,
it,
so Barris is basically where Ahsoka ends up, except she's a little bit more militant in terms of like wanting to take down the Jedi Order.
Right. Whereas Ahsoka, I think, has learned the path of I'm out. Like, I'm just going to follow my own path. You can follow yours. Like, you know what I mean? Which you see in the show. Like, she's very calm. I love that she does like her hand stuff and has her hand, like, just like in the cartoon. I think she does such a good job imitating like just her speech pace and her just her movements from it. I think it's really neat.
I think I'm gonna bounce,
Rick
guys.
thinks that Barris will end up being a second sister on the Ahsoka show.
Ooh,
All
that'd
right,
be
Dan,
fun.
you take off.
I am officially taking off this time. Yeah.
All right,
It
buddy.
was good seeing you, dude.
Yeah. You too.
You made it
Good
an
luck.
hour. We appreciate you.
Yeah. I'm right on. Yeah. I was struggling there. Sorry.
That's all right, man. I'd probably be passing
All
out right
good,
now
buddy.
too if I wasn't still fighting with this.
You're just going off of rage.
Dude, it's a vision quest. Like I can't relax till I get this finished. I'm like
Oh,
once
I've
I
been
start
there.
something, I just can't relax.
See you, Rick. See you guys.
All right, buddy.
Take it easy, Dan. Dude, what is this thing? What is this little guy?
Oh. Is that from that?
Is
what's
this
his
something?
name?
Cal Kestis?
Yeah. Yeah, so
I don't
where
know
is he?
anything about this little thing?
Is he alive
don't know.
somewhere?
That's somebody else was saying that like he might be potential to show up. It's so difficult to watch anything anymore with all the spoilers that are going on. It's very difficult to understand what's a rumor, what's a spoiler. It's way
Right.
too confusing.
Yeah.
This is brutal. Like this is what I mean. Like see how rigid it is? Just won't. There we go.
Yeah.
So it's like you
enjoy
totally
it.
have to disassemble it because it gets so rigid.
Yeah, I was messing around with that dude earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna swap out his lightsaber blades. You know.
What color are you gonna go with?
Well, I'm gonna keep it green. But you know, I had
just
swapped
go
out the
with the
Luke.
different
If you can see the difference there in the
Yeah.
blades.
Oh yeah,
This one's way
that's a better blade for sure.
right.
I like the blades that have that opaqueness first being clear. I think they look so much better.
Yeah, they just pick up the light so much better.
And you know what they've only done on one figure so far? which still bums me out, is Count Dooku's sweeping like lightsaber effect.
Yeah,
Why can't we have that with all the Jedi? And like that's such a cool.
it should be a
effect.
standard.
It should, especially now for the prices we're being charged.
Dude, why couldn't they just put out like a pack of lightsabers and charge $10, like $10 for 5 lightsaber and lightsaber blades? Like people would buy
Right.
that like crazy.
Even like, you know, the 3 3/4 inch figures used to come with like deflector blast
Yes.
Oh yeah, dude, how
that
cool
attached
that
right
was.
to the lightsabers. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, why can't we do that? You know, they used to even have metal hilts in the early
Metal?
2000s. Yeah, for like I don't know what it was. They were on blue cards. It was like around the time Attack of the Clones came out.
Yeah.
But they had little hilts, and then they were like not super detailed, but detailed enough that it looked like whose ever saber it was. You know.
So this is the one that comes with Cal, this green saber. So
Yeah.
you're saying that this is too light.
It is.
Yeah.
And it also has like a slight yellowish tint to it.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm saying, like,
But at the
look
same
at
time,
Luke's,
for that figure was $29. We got BD1, you got the boggling, you got a dual bladed lightsaber, and then a second lightsaber, and then he had like a hood that for $29 a year ago. Now that figure would cost like $46.
I got it at GameStop. They had it, and I think I ended up paying like $24 for it
I don't know if you
out the door.
if you can.
Did you use a $5 coupon?
Yes, I did. I'm getting you up there, AJ.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Just how well it picks up, and then if you look at the other one, like you don't even see it.
Yeah. I'd be curious. I wonder if you could put like a clear coat on it, like a matte clear coat.
Maybe.
Oh my God, guys, I did it. Oh, I did
Well,
it.
it didn't take
4
What did they say
hours.
about building
What time
Rome?
did we start that stream? So that was 6 o'clock. So yeah, 5.5 hours to get to this.
Whose house? Dude's house.
Woo!
Nice.
That was intense. But now that it's done, I think it looks pretty cool. And so see how well it scales for 6-inch? And it's
Yeah,
cool
man.
because I got like 2 shelves here. You got the clear bottoms, which will give some cool light diffusing color. When I'm going to throw some LEDs on there. Looks pretty good, man. I'm happy with it.
All right, now that you're happy with it, do you want to revise any of your previous comments that you may or may not have made in frustration?
I'm happy with how it turned out, but for the cost, well, I still have to tighten some stuff up in the back, but like the cost versus pain ratio, like I said before, if you were just going to build the simple one and you learn, like you knew ahead of time what the pain was and you learned from me, then you could go, it wouldn't be as difficult to do it, but you have to understand the corners are going to be gooched and won't follow a pattern because they're all the same piece when you get to that corner part. So it's trade-offs. Like I'm happy with it. I probably ended up spending an extra 40 minutes getting stuck on the corners, but even without that, it still was a long build. But where's the lights, dick? I'm happy with it. Like it turned out well. I like how it turned out. But it was
good,
just
man.
It's frustrating, and I also think it's a thing of, just you probably shouldn't build something that's challenging on a live stream because it's just there's a pressure to get it done and also talk and be entertaining, and this was not a good challenge, good situation for that.
I was considering doing that with this guy, doing a live stream and trying to figure out how to transform her, do the transformation, but I was thinking the exact same thing, that I'd probably just get pissed
Now
off.
I think you should do it so you know what it feels like.
I'm not going to do it on a live stream. I'll record it and I'll edit the hell out of it. But yeah, no, that ain't happening. Then I got this guy finally out of the package.
Oh, wow.
Really
Shark
excited
boy.
about him. King Shark. So
Like,
Walmart, he popped
did
up
they
for
show him in the
pre-order.
movie looking like that?
Yeah, and he's awesome, man. King Shark was hilarious. It's a really good character. A lot of fun. He popped up on Walmart a few weeks ago. I don't know. And I jumped on it and I ordered it. And they never sent me a shipping notice. He showed up. And then shortly thereafter, they sent me a notice saying that my item was delayed. And then they sent me a cancellation for it, said that they weren't going to be able to fill my order. But I've had the order.
Dang,
And I never got charged for it. So
even better.
Well, that's nice that worked out
take
like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not complaining
So
by
now
any
I'm trying
means.
to get corner pieces in. Good grief. To hold the corners together.
Nom nom indeed. So, dude, what'd you think of Peacemaker this week?
I enjoyed it again. AJ, have you seen it yet?
No, I don't care about spoilers for that. You can talk about it.
I have you, but you haven't seen it, so you're saying that without seeing it.
Oh, I only care about Star Wars spoilers for the most part. Anything else, I don't really care. Seriously.
Man, this is crazy trying to get this in the back. I again, man, I just love the show. I love how it ended on Home Sweet Home. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I think it's just so well written and layered, and Detective Song is such a great character, and I'm interested to see what happens with now that she's a butterfly, and how because if you think about Myrn was like, so the butterfly is good, but Myrn was awful. So now this butterfly we still don't know their true intention, right? They might be thinking that they're saving humanity by taking over, right? So maybe this butterfly isn't good, but Detective Song is. And how does that impact a bad butterfly inhabiting a good person, right? So I was actually bummed that she got taken over because I loved her character. I thought she was hysterical. But the end of that show when they're all smiling and walking down, oh my God, dude. It also had the best setup. It took all 6 episodes to set up we don't name our genitalia joke.
Yeah.
That was hysterical when he's, what's her name? I don't know. We don't name our genitalia like humans. But you think of all the work to set up that joke, right?
Hmm.
What about you?
I enjoyed it, man. I thought it was funny. There was the when they finally showed the diary that they planted. It said NWO in it. I thought that was funny because Cena did a WrestleMania match recently where he was part of the NWO. So a little bit of an Easter egg there. I thought that was a little humorous. Dude, John Cena just continues. I think every week there's just something new that he does where I just take my hat off to the guy. He's excellent at what he does. Very likable, very, very good actor. His timing is second to none, man. He's just outstanding. His comedic chops are just beyond belief.
Just in the opening with all the nicknames and like gender swapped Alfred E. Newman and where he's like Canadian tuxedo. I mean that was
he's
so
calling
fun.
all the kids the names. Yeah, it was really good.
All right, I finally done.
Surprised by that show.
I still can't get over it. But again, the thing I like about, so with Star Wars, we're always talking about what does this mean, and what, I think all the Disney shows, the MCU is way, way more guilty of this than Star Wars shows, but it's like, what's next? What's the hidden meaning? What's happening? Whereas I feel like each Peacemaker show is 100% self-contained, where I'm looking forward to the next show, but we're not trying, it's not like, is it Mephisto? You know what I mean? Like it's each story is self-contained, and then
it's not about what the hidden meaning is or anything like it. And like the arcs, I'll tell you what, the part where John Cena really impressed me was the scene with Leota, where like he's like, something's going on, you guys are lying to me, and then he just glares at her and she looks guilty as heck, right? Like that, the non-verbal acting that he's done, and even at the beginning where they zoomed in on his face when they asked what's your origin story, like that was powerful, dude. Really powerful.
Yeah. At the end when he's playing Home Sweet Home on the piano, like
as soon as it started, I'm like, dude, we're finally getting some crew in it. And then the episode ends and it's Lita Ford. I was like, yes. Yeah. I love all those 80s music, man. Like we grew up on it. Like I love that stuff.
Yeah,
I still think when he and Harcourt get together, it's going to be Talk Dirty to Me. That's still my prediction, because they put so much in there about dirty talk and everything like that. It would just fit so perfectly with that scene.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited to see where they take it from here. From what I've heard, it sounds like James Gunn wants to do something else DC related. He wants to do another series. He's got another idea that he is excited about, apparently. Really? But it's not Peacemaker, and it's not a continuation of this story, but it's set in the same universe, apparently. And he said it's drastically different in tone.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But they have to do another season of Peacemaker. Like it just be not it's a self-contained story. You could tell that they're going to finish the story, but it's so good. I just want more of it. I legitimately think it's my favorite show on TV in the last 5 years. Honestly, like, even more than this Star Wars, even more than Squad or Boba. Right? Pardon?
You didn't watch Suicide Squad 2, right?
No, I did, and it was okay. Like it's the only DC movie that I've actually finished, other than the first Wonder Woman.
I guess that's
not prior to like the Nolan verse and all that. I've seen those dozens of times. But like Dark Knight is arguably in my top 10 movies of all time. I love that movie so much. But yeah, like Wonder Woman, but every other DC movie I've shut off within the first 20 to 30 minutes almost. Batman versus Superman, I got halfway and I'm like, I can't do it. When he's like, where's Save Martha or whatever, I'm like, I can't watch this. It's so bad.
Why'd you say that name?
Yeah, I'm like, this is just awful. Like I put like Zack Snyder, J.J. Abrams, Michael Bay. They make movies that are for marketing, not storytelling, right? And but like Suicide Squad, I watched all the way through, and I was like, I was entertained, but I hadn't thought of it since. So when they announced Peacemaker, I was kind of like, what, you know what I mean? Like I was like, whatever. And then I saw it was on. I'm like, I'll watch it. There's nothing else on. And there was the 3 episodes that came out all at once. And I was like, oh shit, I got to watch episode 2. And then I was like, I can't stop now. I got to watch the 3rd episode. I've watched each episode 3 times. And I don't, and I have with Boba as well. I've watched each, although the episode 6 I've watched 4 times now. But like normally I don't do that. Like I might watch something again in a year. Like I might, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But I haven't like in the same day watched 1 episode of a show twice, like I have with Peacemaker.
Saying quite a bit then. Dig it.
Yeah, I think the only Zack Snyder movie I kind of liked was 300.
Yeah.
You know, other than that, I can't think of something else.
I didn't have a problem with his Watchmen movie, but I'm not like super Watchmen guy, so
right.
Yeah.
That wasn't bad.
Awful. I thought that movie was like, I don't know anything about the Watchmen, and I'm like, this movie's unwatchable. So
I had read the book, but I mean the movie. I mean, we went and saw it in the theater, you know, a bunch of friends, and it wasn't as good as I had hoped, but it wasn't the worst thing I've seen.
All right, let me ask you guys a question. I had this thought. I watched Real Genius last weekend. You guys have both seen that, right? Classic 80s movie.
Sure.
It's been forever.
And I started thinking
a long time.
Real Genius still holds up today. It is such a fantastic movie.
So then I started thinking, just Val Kilmer's range as an actor. So Iceman in Top Gun, Real Genius, and then Nick Rivers in Top Secret. And then you have, I forget his character's name, but then he's in Willow. What's his name in Willow? I can't remember that name.
Mad Mardigan.
Mad Mardigan, thank you. Willow, and then Tombstone. So I don't and then I started thinking, like, is there an actor that has 5 A+ movies like that with that kind of range that has done like slapstick comedy? Real Genius was like emotional time. That was but he was really funny in that, but it wasn't slapstick. And then you have Iceman, and then Tombstone, and then Mad Mardigan. Like his range as an actor, man, he crushed it for like a decade.
You know, Tom Cruise in the 80s and into the 90s.
But the range of what I'm saying is the range of Val Kilmer. Like Tom Cruise plays Tom Cruise in every movie he's in.
Yeah. Okay.
I love Tom Cruise movies. Like I think he's awesome, but he pretty much plays the same guy in most of his movies.
So someone I dislike that I'm not the biggest fan of, but I will throw his name in there. Tom Hanks.
Yeah, his range.
Road to Perdition.
Bachelor Party.
Any of his comedy stuff. Obviously, 2 Academy Awards. At least 2 Academy Awards that I think of for Philadelphia and Forrest Gump, if I'm not mistaken.
But here's
nominated
the other part.
for countless other ones.
Do I love any of Tom Hanks' movies the way I love those 5 Val Kilmer movies I just mentioned? Because those are 5 of my favorite movies of all time. Like they're on my, I don't know where they rank, but they're on my Top Gun's on my top 10 of all time. I love I'm unashamed. Like I'm wearing a Top Gun shirt tonight. I just thought I love Top Gun.
Dude, where's that movie? Like when is that coming out?
He keeps delaying it because he doesn't want, because he wants that movie to have big numbers in the theater. So they keep delaying it because he knows what's going on is going to impact the numbers.
Leonardo is close. Brad Pitt. I'd say Brad Pitt before Leo, as far as comedy. What's Leo done?
John Joker's here.
Super comedic.
Brad Pitt in
And
Fight Club.
That's not saying he hasn't. Yes, outstanding.
In Fight Club, that he is just incredible in that movie. Absolutely incredible.
Johnny Depp. I'm not a huge Johnny Depp guy, but I can definitely see. I'll give him his props. Robin Williams. Robin Williams is another one that.
Yeah, Robin Williams
that was good.
He's the good.
I can see that.
Robin Williams is, all timer for sure.
What's going on, John? Good to see you. John Joker stopping by tonight.
Hey, what's up, JJ? JJ stopped by the Fext Rage Monster stream from earlier, and check it out, buddy. I've made some good progress.
Love it.
There it is. Look at that. Finally got it. We are officially done.
Wow.
Woo!
You know, another Val Kilmer movie, which he's not the main guy, but Heat. With De Niro, Pacino,
Danny Trejo.
I mean, there's a bunch of famous people now. That's a good movie.
Ashley Judd.
Tombstone is a great movie too, man.
I love
Tombstone.
Heat,
is one of my all-time favorites.
Tombstone is up there for sure.
Like playing poker with my brother's kids.
Right? Yeah.
Do something about it, or you just gonna stand there and bleed.
That's one of them movies, like if it's on TV, like
you gotta watch it
for at least 20-30 minutes, if not the whole thing.
If it's on TV and you don't watch it, you dishonor the gods. You know what I mean? It's one of those movies where it's like you have to stop what you're doing and at least watch it for a little bit.
John Joker says
check
May
this out.
25th for Top Gun 2.
Oh.
Ooh, is it May 25th?
That's what he said.
Here, check that out. I could put I'm not going to be able to use the discs under there. I'm going to have to see about an LED strip. Maybe this will, if I put it here, I'll have to figure out how to do that because I wanted to have some of that color come through. So I'll have to play with this and the LEDs.
Be a good mission.
Yeah, that'll be cool to get light from below like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to figure out how to do it. Man, only 5.5 hours, John Joker, but I did it. But I think, honestly, at that point in the stream, that was
Dude, what
like the
about
best
Kevin
call. Was
Costner?
just a punt. Yeah, because the frustration was building, and I was just getting stressed because I'm like, everyone's watching me, and I can't get this done. So turned out great. I mean, not exactly how I wanted it, but it just turned out great in the end.
Michael Keaton.
Rick's suggesting
Rain.
for you to elevate that whole thing on some bricks so you can get those lights in there
Yeah.
underneath a little bit better, I think.
Well, what I just looked and saw is they actually have pieces that actually have a bottom on there that I could, but I have to pull some of these off and put it on there, and it'll raise it up enough. It'll raise it up about like that much. Of course, I realized that after. I'm like, oh, that's what those pieces are for, that you can raise it up a little bit, of course. But that's the whole thing with this is like it doesn't it shows you like all the pieces that come in it, but it doesn't tell you what each piece is for. And it's not like a set where once you snap it in, it's you literally have to pull everything off, and you gotta get the hair dryer out and stuff. But it's like if you know what the pieces are for and you know the idiosyncrasy of it, you could probably cut the build time in half. But now that it's built, I think it's better. This is kind of what I wanted. I wanted three rows deep, 6 rows across, 3 rows high, and then I wanted a couple like shelves here so that I could add some cool looking, depth for toy photos.
You had both of them when you got it the first time around, right? You just didn't put together that second one.
Right. The first time around, I just put together one, and I just had a rectangle. It was two stories, and it was 5 across and 2 deep. So, and then once I started taking pictures and doing videos with it, I realized I wanted it deeper, right? More than 2. So 3 deep. And then I wanted it 1 wider. And then I was like, I might as well make it taller too. And then, you could do some more stuff with it. So, I mean, it looks pretty cool. And it's I think
so I'll bet you would have had a better experience had you just put them both together, like day one, combined them fresh out of the gate.
Maybe, but like this time, what I did was I took the first one apart, and then I just had them all loose like that, and then again, it's just so much trial and error, and then realizing that you have these corner pieces that are all the same and they look the same as the others, right? So it's like I didn't realize that until afterwards. But it looks cool. I like the way it turned out. It scales well with 6-inch figures.
Rick insists that those were not corner pieces. I think Rick is correct. Anything else on your guys' plate as far as movies or shows that you guys have been watching?
I've really just been watching. I watched Real Genius last weekend, and then this week it's just been Boba and Peacemaker.
My wife and I started watching a show on Netflix. It's like murder mystery something. It's like Will Arnett is like a detective, and he has celebrity guests that come on, and they don't really know. They don't have a script. But Will Arnett does, and he works for like this police force, and they're trying to like solve like a murder, and whoever the celebrity guest is just like going with the flow and just saying whatever, improv.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, well, I think it just came on, started this week, but Marshawn Lynch is on it. He's in one of the episodes, the only one I watched, and man, he was cussing up a storm. It was hilarious. Yeah. Who else is on there? Conan O'Brien is one of them. The Middle Eastern guy that's in Eternals.
Kumail
I can't
Nanjiani.
think of his name.
he was my favorite part of the movie. What's his name?
Kumail
Kamal. Is it
Nanjiani.
Kamal?
Yeah, he's on an episode, and they're about 30 minutes. But my wife was cranking up. You know,
I'll have to check that out. I like Will Arnett from Arrested Development.
oh yeah, he's
Well,
hilarious.
great.
He's hilarious. He's got like a big cop stash. Yeah,
So he's just like dragging them around from scene to scene, and like they're supposed to improv and just go along with whatever he's doing.
right. So they have different suspects, and they go through, and apparently Conan O'Brien figured it out and picked the right suspect based on the clues.
Okay.
Marshawn Lynch did not get any of the clues right, but my wife figured it out. Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. I mean, if you like that kind of comedy, it's worth watching.
Left Coast agrees. It is funny. So Rick is demanding answers that he has invested countless hours watching you put together this effect system, and he needs to know that it was in fact the corner pieces were incorrect.
The corner pieces that where I was really struggling was before I realized that there were corner pieces you had to put in. So had I known that, it would have alleviated a lot of consternation. But at the same time, the challenge with the corner pieces is they're all the same piece and they have to orient the same way. So it totally screws up your visual pattern. And so what I did was on the first two levels, I stopped using the corner piece and I just have it held together by like normal, there's like just normal side pieces. So I didn't put them in as a corner. But then once I got up to the top, I had to use the corner pieces up there to then put the roof on. But I already knew the corner, like you had to use the corner pieces, so it wasn't a big deal.
Are you concerned over the fact that there are no buttresses?
No, because there's underneath there's like little 8-peg pieces that you could put under the different squares that hold it up together. So if I had them more than like 4 squares, I would be concerned that they would fall. But like the way you got anchor points on 3 of the 4, and the only one you don't is like the 4th one that comes out. So I'm not too concerned. But it is frustrating that the buttresses don't fit. So that's what I don't understand is why don't they fit? They're like slightly too tall for it. So like I say, it's a really good idea. It's like a Lego set that you could put together, but what they need is better directions on what pieces to use where, and then it's so rigid and snaps so tightly in place that once it's in, it's like 90% permanent. And if you want to change it, you have to get out the hairdryer, and it's just you have to be really slow because otherwise I've snapped so many of the pegs off, even with the hairdryer. You have to be really patient and just gently work it out. So again, like now that it's built, it looks cool. I think I'm going to have fun doing toy photos. I'm going to have fun with my reviews with it. And if you didn't have a DTOF or shelf like that, you could actually take this and make it would be a cool looking like diorama where you could stage figures and do that. But it like I said, the idea is an A and it looks neat, but the execution is a C.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I mean, when I ended the stream, I was like, I literally could have jettisoned this into the middle of the road at that point.
Poor thing.
Nice.
I watched Reacher. I started watching that over on Amazon Prime.
The TV show.
Yeah, it's got the guy who was in Titans as Hawk, and he was on Smallville for a while as Aquaman. He's the one playing Jack Reacher, and he looks 10 times bigger than what he just looked like when he was playing Hawk on Titans. And I don't know if he's on the gas or what, man, but he is a big boy.
Huh.
I really liked the Tom Cruise stuff, but I had always heard that like it doesn't make sense for Tom Cruise to be playing him because the way that he's written, he's supposed to be a big dude. So this guy's definitely fits that bill.
Right.
Some good fights. Guy's real smart, real intelligent. So like a lot of stuff that I like, and then some of the acting is a little suspect from some of the periphery characters. So we'll see. I got one episode in. I'll give it another shot.
Kind of a mindless show that I like to watch is the Osbournes, like "Do You Believe" or something like that, where it's what's their son's name, Jack?
Yeah,
he shows Ozzy and Sharon like these crazy clips from the internet of ghosts or UFOs, and so Ozzy's pretty funny, and Sharon's actually quite funny too, and both slightly annoying. But they just watch these crazy clips and then give their comments and say, yeah, that's fake, or no, that's real, or yeah, we think that could be real. It's like a mindless show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you just want to veg out for a little bit and laugh.
What's that on?
I think it's on the History Channel or one of the family channels. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's something dumb.
I'll have to check that out. I wouldn't mind watching something like that. Left Coast, Robble Robble. Are you referring to the McDonald's mascot? Sorry.
Well, in Peacemaker, they say it was what's his name? The fake captain described the killer as the Hamburger.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure who he was describing was the Hamburglar, and she turns around and she says, "The McDonald's mascot."
That's so good. That show is just so well written and layered, and whoever that actor is who's playing that captain he's incredible.
Did you see the little post credits where he's trying to
where he's laughing and crying,
get emotional? Really good stuff.
Well, guys, I think
you guys got any videos coming up?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo my facts review.
Do you real quick? Do you guys have any predictions or ideas about the Star Wars live stream this week?
Well, I'm guessing it's going to be
Omega and Ahsoka from The Mandalorian.
Yeah. I wonder if there's anything new they're going to talk about. Maybe they'll introduce Black Series Build-A-Figures.
I'm
Probably
for
not.
it. I don't have a problem with it. I'll say this. With everything that happened with the Boba Fett, like pre-order, no pre-order that happened the other week, and they're like, we're trying to provide more transparency. If they don't come out and like address what they meant by that, like then it's just it all is hollow. I don't understand.
They never do, man. They're such a tool corporation. You know what I mean? I feel like it's just corporate goons over there who say marketing buzzwords when they're in meetings. I don't feel like a lot of the people. I think like the people who are more ground level maybe get it and are into it, but it seems like it's run by corporate goons who don't understand what the fans want, what the figures are, and there's a real detachment, and they really just don't care about the experience we have buying their products, because it's like we enjoy the products, but I'm at the point where the experience has gotten so bad, it's not fun. It's not fun paying for a figure that's carded and it's shipped by Amazon in like a thin plastic sleeve.
Well,
yeah, the Star Wars team
I don't think you can hold Hasbro responsible for the way that Amazon is shipping stuff out.
You can if you require standard practices from your manufacturers.
I don't think that they can get away with pushing around Amazon, if I'm being honest, though.
But they should require that everything is shipped in a box with bubble wrap. Because why sometimes do you get it that way? And same with Target. Sometimes you get it that way, sometimes you don't. So you're really at the mercy of who's packing it, which is why you have to have standard practices.
I don't disagree with what you're saying. I just think it might be a little bit unrealistic for them to be able to hold somebody like an Amazon accountable. Like,
yeah, it might be
Amazon does not need to carry Hasbro products, and it's not going to impact them and their bottom line at all.
Hey, Sean, what's up?
What's going on, Sean?
No, I don't know. I think the Star Wars team is trash. You know, I don't like none of the people. You know, they're like totally disconnected. And
corporate goons,
I don't know.
man.
Yeah,
like they're
exactly.
they're people who do marketing. Who after they work there, they'll go do marketing for Pfizer. You know what I mean? It's just they're. Whereas I do feel like the Marvel guys are into it and they get it.
Oh, totally.
So
even the G.I. Joe team.
That's what I was trying to get to in terms of like, I don't think it's like a Hasbro problem, because other teams have listened to the fans and other people are reacting to what they want. G.I. Joe had so many problems with the Cobra Island and the Target exclusives and everything. And they listened to their fans and they flooded the pegs with all that product again. And for as much complaining as everybody does in terms of Hasbro's Black Series line, they don't do anything to react. They're slow to react on everything.
Because Star Wars sells no matter what they do. I mean, look at like the number of lazy repacks. I mean, how many Boba Fett and Mandalorian figures are they going to keep making that are the same figure, just slightly different?
But people keep buying them, so I don't blame them for that. That's our own fault for empowering them to do that.
But that Walmart exclusive of a Boba that they have, it's literally a repack that's slightly different of a Boba that they haven't even released yet that I've pre-ordered, and I still don't have that. Right. So I just out of principle and the fact that it's Walmart, I refuse to buy it. Like I'm done buying those figures. I'm done buying repacks.
Everybody else is like, when's that pre-order dropping? Because we got to buy it. I agree with what you're saying. I'm just saying they have a right to get away with it because the collecting community will still buy up everything. If we somehow were to organize and
but that's what needs to happen.
Things.
But that's what needs to happen is people need to have some self-control and say, you know what, we're not going to give you money for the 5th version of the same figure that you're now charging me $8 more for. And that is going to be a miserable experience if I can even get it from Walmart, and then it probably gets canceled. And if it doesn't get canceled, there's a 70% chance it shows up in a sleeve and is damaged.
Yeah. You know, the other thing, I'm done with these 8-9 month out pre-orders. You know, that's just ridiculous. Like, you know, the Night Brother from GameStop, they got canceled this week. You know, my pre-order was from like May 5th. I mean, that's retarded that it's been that long and that figure
that's ridiculous.
Still hasn't even come out and is now canceled. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah, well, same with on Merrick. I ordered that 6 months ago and they canceled it. Yeah. And then literally 3 days later, it was up for pre-order. And then I ordered it again. And I still don't have it.
Right. Yeah, no. They were supposed to have shipped months ago. And yeah, I understand there's some kind of shipping delays and whatever, you know, but damn.
But there's a difference between like, you know, because I had stuff that was supposed to arrive today and then they said now it's arriving tomorrow. So, you know, there's weather and stuff and that like a day or two because there's weather or something like whatever. But like we're talking months,
right?
Months and months and months. And the other part that, you know, chaps me is we're ordering these. But then I see like Sean Solo is amazing at finding figures, like where he lives. Like it's like a mecca of early figures. So I'll pre-order something and he'll find it in a store. Right. And then I'll never even see it in a store. And I'll get my pre-order 2 to 3 months after he found it in a store, even though I pre-ordered it 3 months before he got it. It just, and the reason is somebody asked, why do they do that? And it's simple, because they already have your money. So they have your money. They're going to keep and float your money and gain interest on it. And then they're going to sell it to the stores. And then they get that money. And then they'll ship you product whenever they're ready. So they're double dipping.
Yeah. I mean, at some point,
purposeful.
Yeah, at some point, the pre-order thing for me, like, I'm going back to I'm not buying anything pre-order unless I'm getting a sale on it, because the way that product, when it finally does hit, it's just flooding the pegs, and it's sticking around for a while. There's very, very few lines. Star Wars is one of them, where once stuff shows up, if you don't grab it that first time around, it's gone after that.
Yeah.
For sure.
At least for a couple months, and then all of a sudden you're getting these restocks. So like the Casca wave is still popping up here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't even seen the Boba
I
Fett
saw
wave
one
yet.
Bo-Katan figure in Target today.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bo-Katan at a couple of our stores is actually peg warming and tech.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Same here.
But for me, the Bad Batch, like I look at Bad Batch season 1, like I look at Clone Wars season 1, where I was like, it's Star Wars and it was fun, but I'm not invested and I don't really have much interest in it. So, but I also know that all those shows
Sean,
get
we were
better as
talking
they
about
go. So that's why I bought those figures, because I think of it in those terms. Like if I gave up on Rebels or if I gave up on Clone Wars after the first 2 seasons, then I would have missed out on some amazing storytelling. So I'm guessing the Bad Batch will be similar to that. And then if it becomes awesome and I fall in love with it, I'm going to be really bummed I don't have those figures, because now they're all going to be $50 to $80 each.
Yeah, Hunter and Crosshair, they didn't stick around in my area long. I mean, them jokers were gone fast.
Yeah.
Wrecker
Like,
is
I just kept mine in box.
re-upping. Wrecker's
Yeah, I've
been
seen
hitting
Wrecker
a lot
ship a few
lately.
times. Yeah.
I just think
Well,
it's
and
one of
the
those things for us, dude, where we're at. I think we're just going to be late with everything as far as Star Wars. We'll get it,
Yep.
but it's just going to take forever to get to us.
Yeah. Well, and it's just a bummer because like you get to see your friends enjoy it, and then when you get it, they're on to like 2 waves. You know what I mean? Now I'm 2 waves behind when I'm getting it, and I've seen everybody already enjoy it. So you lose that capability to enjoy it with your friends, right? Which is a bummer. And then, it's like I'd like more than 37 people to watch a video if I take time to make one. But if I'm making a video for these figures, like there's already 6 weeks to 3 months of videos that have been out. So no one's really searching for a new video on it, that there's already 47 videos out for the last 3 months. You know what I mean? So it's like, it'd be nice to get it on the front end so that at least you can maybe get in the algorithm and that you get to enjoy it with your friends.
Well, yeah, but I think that if you do that and you start tying it back to you enjoying like creating content and things like that, I think that you're only setting yourself up to be miserable in the long run.
No, 100%. But that's why like I've given up on that.
Yeah. It's a slippery slope, man. I mean, it's cool. Like when I got that Surtur video up, I felt like I was fairly early to it and I got some decent buzz from it, but like Sean kills it. Like Sean's always getting stuff like those retro stuff, like the retro Spidey. I check Target every damn day, going on the app to seeing if it's even popped up, and it hasn't even showed up in stores yet. The only thing that I've got here on pegs is the Shocker. I haven't seen the Spider Armor one. I ordered that. I got that off of GameStop or Target, one of the two, when it popped up. But I mean,
those are the only 2 I've seen in store.
Yeah, I mean, he's an awesome figure.
And I tell you, I've been running there's 2 Walmarts, 2 Targets within 15 minutes roughly. I've checked them almost every day, and I have other friends that are out on different parts of the city checking their stores, and they haven't hit around here at all.
Yeah,
other than the Spider Armor and the Shocker.
Oh, none of those are even around here. Like, not one.
The one Target, they reset their aisle, and they put up the tags for the retro Spidey wave. And like each figure has their own peg, actually, which is kind of funny. But the guy scanned it for me the other morning, and he said, well, this one, the symbiote suit, the shelf tag says Bob on it, which is kind of, I don't know why that's its code name. He said, yeah, 216 we're supposed to get some. That's what it says in his little scanner.
216.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a whole month after Sean's already had. That's crazy.
And the pre-orders, that I have for them, they're not supposed to ship until April.
Sean, it's super easy. Get yourself a Pigma Micron pen off of Amazon. You can get like $7 for 3 of them, and then just follow that quilted pattern. Super easy to do. Real easy custom.
All right, gents. So I think I'm going to check and get some sleep here. But it was fun hanging out tonight. And thanks for watching my one man versus diorama.
Yeah, man.
We're glad you survived, dude.
I'm glad I did too. Hey, I didn't give up. Just like Luke said to Grogu, always get back up, right? So got back up, figured it out, and now I got my dioramas ready to go for some videos.
Yeah, man.
Well, maybe next time you decide you want to try to build a Fext system, you can wear a little chainmail mithril and get a few more views.
That's a good idea. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. I'm off to bed.
Take it
night,
easy.
Dudes.
Later. All right, AJ. Want to wrap this thing up?
All right.
All right, man. You got anything you're working on this week? Any videos?
I don't know, man. I'm it's been about 2 weeks, so I should get something out there. I feel kind of unmotivated, and I've been fairly busy with work, and then at night, once the kids go to bed, I don't feel like making a video. You know? I kind of more want to clean up a little bit and relax for a minute and then hit the sack, So, I have what's her name? I have Fennec. I need to open and get a video.
Oh, you haven't opened her?
No.
Damn.
Spider armor, yeah, various figures. I have my pile of shame is bad again. This guy, I've never opened him before,
Sure.
So I don't know if that would generate any views because he's been out for a while, but yeah, maybe I'll break him down. A couple of shorts I wanted to work on. I thought about making one about doing the Saber swap for this guy and showing how it looks under different lights, and why you should swap the Sabers. I don't know. It's funny. I did that short the other day while I was at the store, and I think it's up to 1,200 views. And
nice.
Yeah, in like the first 10 hours, it was almost at 1,000 views.
Wow.
Which is retarded. And it was 17 seconds long, just me showing what I found of He-Man at Target. And I got 4 subs out of it now, actually, which is even better.
That's a good thing, man. I wish I could get that same level. I got to post my my Spider Armor video up on my Biff Bam Pop blog this week, so I'm hoping that will help drum up some interest as well. We'll see.
I mean, we've talked about this before. There's another guy. I don't know his name. I can't remember his name, but literally, he has a figure on a automated Lazy Susan.
Yeah.
Every 10 seconds, he just changes the pose. He's got some cool music playing. Every one of his videos is, 2,000 to 10,000 views. I do that. Seriously, I get 7 views and I get hate mail from it. It's like, man, what the hell? My poses are just as good, if not better.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, man. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't either. The ones that I've had the most fun doing are just the ones where I'm, like the Spider Armor one, where I'm taking pictures, having fun, doing stuff like that, put a little music to it, 2-3 minutes and call it a day.
honestly, that's what I prefer to watch. Like, I know how this blank and blank figure moves. You know what I mean? I know he can get better than 90. On his elbows. I know he can kick his butt. Okay, his arms do this. I know that. Just let me see the dude in action with some good jams. It's over in 4 minutes. I'm done. Boom. I can move on.
Yeah. And they're fairly easy to produce too. I mean, I enjoy just taking pictures of my figures, so it's definitely not something where I feel it's an inconvenience to have to produce something like that. So, yeah.
Right. And I feel like anytime I do like those videos where you break down the articulation and all that, it ends up just being too long. And then I'm like, nobody's even going to watch this shit because it's already over 8 minutes long. Like, I just can't talk that fast to explain the articulation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've got the people that I go to as far as like, I like watching Kyle Peterson break down figures, but I watch a lot of stuff where if I'm on the fence, if I'm not sure I'm going to buy it, I don't watch a whole lot of stuff that I plan on buying. It's usually stuff where I'm looking to get information whether I feel I should pick something up or not.
Right. Well, sometimes I'll watch them to help me decide on whether or not to open a figure.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it.
Because there's a couple, Sean's one of them, a few other guys that I like to watch that show me in different poses, and then it helps me say, okay, yeah, I can totally picture that. Let me get that dude out of the box and see if I can recreate that pose or make something better.
Yeah.
But then some guys I like to watch Shartimus, just I think he's funny,
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Very descriptive.
Yeah.
There's another dude I've been watching that his channel gets no love whatsoever. And I swear sometime I'm the only one that watches his video besides himself. I can't think of what the hell he's called right now. But I went ahead and like hit the bell notification because he puts out 3 or 4 videos a week of, all the same figures we're buying. But he gets no love at all. Maybe I should try to share him on Twitter and whatnot to get him some help. But
you should.
He's a pretty good guy. I'll comment sometimes, and I'm the only one usually. But yeah, there's quite a few guys out there doing videos, and I don't know. Got to figure out what the best way is to get people watching,
Well, I always look at it like when everybody was encouraging me to start off, everybody retweeted me and everything. So I try to retweet as much of everybody else just to get everybody on each other's radar and just keep turning out content. It's like Sean keeps saying, just keep turning out content and eventually you'll get picked up in the algorithm. Hey, that'd be cool if it happens to me one day. But until then, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. It doesn't do you any good.
Well, like with Sean, Sean, I know you're not here you can type it out. Where the hell do you find the time? Like, because I know you have more kids than I do. And you work, I'm sure, at least 40 hours, if not more, every week. Like, where do you find the time to film, edit, upload? I'm like I was saying, by the time work is done, I'm done with my kids, they go to bed. I honestly just want to just relax and unwind for a little bit,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tough to stay motivated, man. That's why I think it's a little disheartening too, because we're going out and we're not necessarily finding anything on the pegs all the time. And like, for me, I get stoked if I go out and I find something. It's like, ooh, I'll be one of the first ones to have this up, up for review, or, you're excited about a figure. Like, I'm excited about the stuff that I get, but it's not to the point where it's like, oh, I'm going to tear this thing open and make a video on it. It was with the retro Spider-Man figures. Like, I was excited about that, but the rest of the stuff I've been getting lately, it's like, I feel I'm just kind of buying it to buy something, if that makes any sense.
Sure.
So,
Totally. Yeah. I mean, what was it? When was the Costco wave, when that was new? That was the last new Black Series I've seen. And,
yeah.
you know, I'm not going to say I was the first, but I was one of the first people to like put it out there. Hey, holy shit, I found them in the store, you know? I don't even know when that was. Was that like September or something? You know, I mean, it's been months.
Seems like it.
I haven't seen anything since, you know, as far as Star Wars goes. Marvel right now, well, the retro Spidey, but the Doctor Strange stuff hasn't hit my area, you know.
That stuff's starting to turn up though. I haven't seen it in mine. I got a shipping notification for the Spirit Doctor Strange from Target. So that should be coming out shortly. Rick, there is no way I can stay up to watch the debut for any of that Disney Plus stuff. They start that at way too late for me.
Yeah, no, not 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. I will watch it bright and early when I get up on Wednesday, but not that early.
Yeah. I don't know.
But those of you who are up that late, make sure you check out Rick over at Left Coast Graphics, his YouTube channel. He does an excellent job of breaking everything down for you. Immediately thereafter, all the up-to-date Ithorian news you can handle.
Rick, you need to make a Tauntaun. I need a Tauntaun pin or a shirt.
We'll take them both. All right, man. Well, it's always a pleasure talking to you, AJ.
You too, buddy.
We'll put a bow on this show, this Night Owls live stream, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Rick, Sean, Dave's Dimension, Cat in the chat, John Joker, everybody who stopped by. Fabulous Disaster. Thank you all so much. We greatly appreciate you.
Definitely.
Hope you have yourselves an excellent evening. Thanks for watching, everybody.
See you, Sean. See you, Rick.